WrestleMania 33. This is a show which I remember looking back upon in a fond light, and I thought it was a good show. And then I read back the notes and of what I took down from the show when I watched it, and I really thought to myself, this show isn't that great, which is the general consensus opinion of the community. WrestleMania 33, it's a good WrestleMania, but nothing incredible, nothing amazing, nothing great. It's definitely not a top 5 or a top 10 WrestleMania. This one is somewhere in the middle. That's what this WrestleMania is. This show, this is one that I might even go back and rebook myself eventually. Like, given the amount of talent they had available for this show, the show we ended up getting just wasn't what you really want from the company. Like, the stuff they gave us on this show, like, honestly, for example, Brock and Goldberg, that was really good. But, I lasted like 10 minutes by the time it entrances the match and video packages. And then the main event being Undertaker Reigns. Like, I love what they did with the farewell, but the match itself wasn't very good. And, like, Cena's match of this show was a mixed tag with Nikki Bella against The Miz and Maurice. Like, just a lot of this stuff I just didn't care for. Jericho and Owens should have been such a big thing. That was like the main storyline on Raw for literally 8 months. That was just, shoved away second on the card. AJ Styles, Shane McMahon opened the show. Like, a lot of this stuff, like the women's fatal 4-way, when Nia Jax was in it, and it was just a mess. Like, my favourite match this night was Triple H and Seth Rollins, and that wasn't even incredible. Like, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton was the WWE Championship match on this show. Like, a lot of this stuff it's good, but it just could have been so much better. I'll talk about that throughout the review, but that's the general theme. WrestleMania 33, good show, but I don't know. Like, as I said, I look back on this show in a fond regard. The thrill ride WrestleMania, the entertaining one, the one with The Undertaker's retirement, or so we thought. The one with Goldberg, Brock. The one which, on paper, there was plenty of matches that had good potential there, but just didn't deliver. The ultimate thrill ride, well, let's break it down. So we're going to get into the review now. WrestleMania 33. Pretty much like every year, WrestleMania begins with a video package featuring some person I've never seen before. And then we have America the Beautiful played to us, so that's all good. Our WrestleMania 33 hosts the New Day. So the first part of the show, New Day, who are dressed in these Final Fantasy outfits, they come out and do this little promo because they're the hosts. This whole segment was literally to make the nerds who watch just everything on a weekly basis use the WrestleMania tagline, the ultimate thrill ride. Like, if you use the tagline, the ultimate thrill ride, you are the biggest nerd. Like, anyway, just whatever. New Day do their little promo segment. Cool. They're really just showing off like the set for WrestleMania 33, which I thought the WrestleMania 33 set was just corny. WrestleMania 34, I talked about how great the set was. WrestleMania 33, the thrill ride. Okay, everything's a roller coaster because they're in Orlando and Disney World, and get it? Like, nah. So we open the show, singles match, AJ Styles vs Shane McMahon. Watching the hype video for this match really made me feel well aware of like why I quit watching wrestling when I did. I wasn't liking the direction where they were going with Shane McMahon being so prevalent and just everything with the company. Like, when I watched this WrestleMania 33 back, I was really thinking to myself, I could see why I kind of gave up on wrestling around this time. Like, a lot of this stuff, I was just like, I don't love it. So, anyway, pretty much during this match, I was pretty sure that this is awesome chance for no reason. Well, but regardless, we'll just move on. SmackDown commentary team for this was Tom Phillips, David Otunga, and JBL. That was just... Tom Phillips is so boring. The ultimate beta male. David Otunga is basically the same. And JBL's funny, but he couldn't save this. Shane shouted early on AJ Styles, you want to throw hands or bring it on? Shane proceeded to lay punches in on AJ. At one point, AJ hit a baseball slide to Shane, which sent Shane flying over one of the 45 announce tables they had at ringside. No exaggeration. Well, they had 3 announce tables, but it felt like they had 45 of them. Anyway, there was clearly a lot of wind at Camping World Stadium during this match because AJ Styles and his like emo hair was just going everywhere. Pretty much this match was really a ton of submission wrestling through the calf crusher and other various holds. Near the end of the match, Shane locked in a triangle choke, but Styles countered with a Styles clash with a 2 count. There was a boo-yay sequence during the match. My only issue was you could tell with the crowd, it was literally only Smarks, cheering for Styles and then booing Shane. So I didn't love that, but Anyway, Styles at one stage knocked down the referee. He went outside and grabbed a trash can. Styles set up Shane for a coast-to-coast into a trash can, but Shane got up at the last moment and hit Styles in the gut with it. Shane would then hit a coast-to-coast of his own on AJ into a trash can for a 2 count. Shane then put Styles on the announce table. He went for a flying elbow to Styles through the table. Styles moved out of the way. They got back into the ring. Shane attempted a shooting star press, but Styles got out of the way. Styles would ultimately hit a phenomenal forearm on Shane for the 1-2-3. AJ Styles defeats Shane McMahon, the opener of WrestleMania 33. This is the first example of something that I wouldn't have done. If you're going to do AJ Styles versus Shane, which I just wouldn't have done anyway, if you're going to do the match, don't have it go nearly 21 minutes to open the show. That's not a smart booking decision in any means. If you're going to have this match, have it be 15 minutes at maximum and have it in the middle of the show. Having this open makes no sense. What I would have done just right away with this show, I would have had the Fatal 4-Way ladder match where the Hardy Boyz make their return. That's how I'd open this show. That's how I think is the best way to do it. And then you can do this Styles and Shane match afterwards, cut down the time so you're getting a better show and better match. But anyway, I gave that match 3.25 stars. Time, 20 minutes 35. Styles gets the win. From here, this one, I don't know. Styles and Jericho. I'm sorry about that, guys. Chris Jericho and Kevin Owens. This was something which I made a whole video about, that whole storyline with the friendship of Jericho and Owens on Raw in 2016, Mick Foley, Rollins, Reigns, that whole storyline. It was so great. The television with these two hit 2017. The momentum's still rolling through January. They do the big turn of Owens, becomes a heel. Jericho, the babyface, he won the US title in January from Reigns. So Jericho's US champion. Owens is the challenger here. Owens lost the Universal Championship in February after being humiliated by Goldberg. Literally a 2-minute result. The booking of this company, man. The booking of this company. So we roll into WrestleMania 33. And they get this match here, which Vince McMahon himself said was the worst match in WrestleMania history, which is obviously lying, and he's obviously exaggerating, but it was disappointing. I thought the match was pretty good, but compared to what the match could have been, and also the placement, this came second on, why was this after Shane and Styles? If you're going to have, an opener, have it either be this or the ladder match. Why was Shane and Styles opening this show? That made I never understood why they did that. And also, given the venue, Jericho talked about this in interviews, the sound just goes up, so this really didn't favor them. The crowd sounded dead because all the volume went up. Anyway, Kevin Owens and Jericho, this whole thing was brilliant. I thought it was just great. Jericho and Owens were yelling at each other about their friendship throughout this match. It was pretty entertaining. The whole match itself was pretty enjoyable. I didn't think it was amazing by any means, but I thought it was good. I was entertained for the most part and it flowed pretty well. The commentary didn't help though. Michael Cole was doing his friendship analysis, which was cringe. Byron Saxton and Corey Graves, I don't even remember saying anything. The part of the match where Jericho was covering Owens, and at 2, Owens stuck his finger out and put it on the ropes. I thought that was funny. Really, an homage to that finger touch painting that was in the Festival of Friendship, which I found that pretty cool. That was pretty good, but the finish of the match, I'll just cut to the ending. I don't want to waste too much time on these early matches. The finish of this match saw Owens do a powerbomb on Jericho onto the apron of the ring. Owens then rolled Jericho back into the middle of the ring and pinned him to become new United States champion. So Kevin Owens goes over, wins a belt at WrestleMania. I thought this was good. Owens had his KO Mania 2, top, because he wrestled WrestleMania 32, now 33. So I thought this was good. Kevin Owens won. I gave this 3.75 stars. 16 minutes 20 it went. The match was good. It wasn't bad by any means. Definitely wasn't the worst match in WrestleMania history, but, it just wasn't that great. So, that being said, we move on. Fatal 4-Way elimination match for the Raw Women's Championship. Bayley defending against Charlotte and Sasha Banks and Nia Jax. This, we saw Ric Flair, Snoop Dogg, Rikishi, and Bayley in a Fatal 4-Way match, which was cool. That joke's not going to go over well, I know that. But, yeah, having Rikishi throwing people around early on in this match was cool. Michael Cole at one stage said, in this hashtag Women's Championship match, who talks like that? Who says, this hashtag main event, hashtag this, hashtag that, just say the thing. Don't even say hashtag before it. You sound like a goon. Anyway, he wasn't even talking about Twitter at that time. Nia Jax would be the first to be eliminated, thank God. I'm calling her Nia Jax now, not Rikishi. I'm sorry about that. But yeah, Nia Jax would be eliminated first. They pretty much had Bayley, Charlotte, and Sasha do a triple powerbomb from the top rope. Charlotte then did a corkscrew moonsault to the outside of the ring, which is the one memorable moment of this match, Charlotte's big moonsault. Charlotte would then eliminate Sasha Banks by sending her flying into an exposed turnbuckle before covering her for a near fall. That left Bayley and Charlotte one-on-one. Bayley would ultimately get the victory by hitting a Macho Man elbow drop to Charlotte. It's Bayley, not Randy Savage. Why she's using Savage's move? Anyway, this match was mediocre and pretty boring. I didn't care for any of it. Nia Jax kills the entertainment value of any match she's in. She's actually just dreadful to watch. When I look at Charlotte Flair, all I see is Ric Flair, in matches like this. And then we got Snoop Dogg and a rip-off Randy Savage impersonator. So I thought this was whatever, 2.5 stars, that kind of thing. You'll probably see people give this 3 and a bit. I was not into this match at all when I watched it. Bayley retains the Raw Women's Championship. I found interesting with this, having Becky Lynch not even at WrestleMania on the main card, which I know this was like one of the pivotal moments in her career where she was like, this is enough, I need to like show this company I need to do better. Or, like, they need to push me. And so Becky Lynch really took off after this. Because she used having not even being in this match with where 3 of the 4 horsewomen were, except her. Not being in this match really fueled her. So I thought that was really good. Thought that was really cool. But yeah, like on the whole, not too much to care about here. Anyway, I'll just move right along with the show. We go from here to the Hall of Fame 2017 induction ceremony summary. The class for this year was Diamond Dallas Page, Theodore Long, Rick Rude, Beth Phoenix, the Rock and Roll Express, and the Warrior Award went to Eric Legrand, and then the headliner was Kurt Angle. From here, we went to the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team ladder match for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Got plenty of notes on this one, so we had The Club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows defending the championships against Sheamus and Cesaro, The Bar, Enzo and Cass, as well as the Hardy Boyz, Matt and Jeff. The Hardy Boyz weren't supposed to be in this match initially, or maybe they were, but we didn't find out as fans. Basically, what they did was they had Enzo and Cass come out first, cut their big promo, traditional, didn't really care. Sheamus and Cesaro made their entrance, then the champions, Anderson and Gallows, came out. So all 6 men are in the ring, they're about to start. Then the New Day came out and announced that there's one more team involved in this ladder match. The music of the Hardy Boyz hits, and everyone lost it. They did this really well, kept it a surprise. I remember seeing, I don't know where, but the footage of the Hardy Boyz being like snuck into the arena and having to hide in a truck with one of the agents. And then they got rushed into the arena with towels on their heads and made their big surprise return. So I thought this was really good. This was great. Michael Cole in commentary tried his best to ruin it by doing his, "You've got to be kidding me." Not kidding me, May, like Michael Cole. So Cole informed us that this is the first time in 7 years we've seen the Hardy Boyz as a team in the WWIA. So that's alright. I just love mocking Michael Cole, to be honest, if you haven't seen throughout this video. First couple of minutes of the match saw Hardys completely dominate the action. Jeff did his whisper in the wind on Sheamus and Cesaro. Hardy Boyz both suplex Big Cass. Anderson and Gallows would then control the pace of the match. They used ladders to take down the Hardy Boyz at one stage. Cesaro was climbing the ladder and Big Cass slammed his boot onto the ladder, sending Cesaro crashing down as Cesaro's leg was stuck in the ladder, which looked pretty dangerous. The 2 ladders were set up, resting between the ring apron and the barricade. Knew immediately at this moment something was going through them, or someone. Cesaro and Sheamus had a spot where Cesaro was swinging around Anderson, while Sheamus was doing the 10 beats of the Baldwin for like a minute straight. Much of the offense of Big Cass and Enzo was simply Cass picking up Enzo and tossing him on other competitors, because that's all those guys can really do. Big Cass at one point simultaneously got a powerbomb onto the ladder, super kicked, and then bro kicked. So that took Cass out of commission for a little while. The match rolled on, and I saw the way Sheamus and Cesaro set themselves up on the ladders for the obvious incoming big finish spot. It just looked ridiculous. Like, the camera clearly showed them shuffling themselves across into position for the big spot. I didn't like how they did that. In the ring, Matt Hardy hit a twist of fate from the top of the ladder at Anderson. So Matt Hardy putting his body on the line. Then, speaking of putting your body on the line, Jeff Hardy grabbed a giant ladder, moved it into position to jump off. Hardy stood at the top of the ladder, on like the very top, did his like signature pose, then did a swanton bomb from the top of the ladder. The landing smashed Cesaro's ladder, like he nailed the swanton bomb on Cesaro straight in Cesaro's gut. And then a bit of his legs hit Sheamus. And Sheamus, the ladder didn't even break. Sheamus had to literally like fall off the ladder. He flopped off the ladder. It looked ridiculous. Anyway, Matt Hardy almost botched grabbing the titles, but he ended up grabbing them. So the Hardy Boyz won the Raw Tag Team Championships here. 3.5 stars. This went for 11 minutes and 5 seconds. This could have gone a bit longer, because I thought this match had potential to be better. I thought this should have opened the show, but it didn't, and yeah. So that was the Fatal 4-Way Tag match. I was entertained by it. Moving on with the show, we get the mixed tag team match, Cena and Nikki Bella against Miz and Maurice. Before this match began, Jerry Lawler sat down commentary to a solid reaction. The storyline for this was basically Maurice slandering Cena, Nikki Bella getting involved, and then they're making a mixed tag match. Like, Cena's entrance here, seeing him get a negative reaction and then run 85 yards from the stage to the ring, it looked ridiculous. I think, you know how they had the infamous shot of the cameraman behind Cena during his entrance as Cena runs? Like, that felt like it went for 10 minutes. Anyway, a lot of the early going in this match was just Miz and Maurice avoiding physicality. Miz posing on the top rope, got an alarmingly strong positive reaction. Like, the Cena hate in this crowd was getting kind of annoying for me here, but anyway, this is awesome chants were happening at every Miz strike on Cena. Miz hit a wicked DDT on Cena, which Cena sold quite well. Miz was doing some yes kicks on Cena and loud cheers from the crowd. Cena eventually made the hot tag to his girlfriend Nikki Bella, which I didn't understand. Why was this match Cena being beat down? I don't even know. Anyway, watching this match watching this match like 4 years after it happened, not 4, 3 years, I forgot how to do maths there. Watching this match so long after it happened makes me feel awkward given what went down with Nikki Bella and Cena ever since. Anyway, that being said, Cena and Nikki hit a double 5-knuckle shuffle here. Then they did the double attitude adjustment on Miz and Maurice, which got them the double pinfall victory. Overall, this is a super weird match to watch. The crowd in Orlando hated Cena and loved the Miz, completely ruining the story, any story they're trying to tell. After the match, Cena grabbed a mic. He said that a year prior, Nikki broke her neck. He goes on to say that the time's right for something. He talks about Nikki going to the emergency room and him telling her that one day he would marry her. Cena proceeds to drop to one knee and propose to Nikki Bella. And of course she says yes and they embrace. A big WrestleMania moment, which got ruined because Michael Cole has to stick his voice in here and go, oh, yeah, it's such a WrestleMania moment. This is a WrestleMania moment. Like, shut up, Michael Cole. Shut your mouth. This match, 9 minutes 40, I gave it 2 stars. Didn't like this. From here, we moved on down the sanctioned match, Seth Rollins against Triple H. This was a weird storyline. Like, Triple H cost Seth Rollins the WWE Universal Championship in August, and then vanished, and you forgot the storyline was even happening for literally 5 months, and then Rollins came out at TakeOver Philadelphia. Was it Philadelphia? No, San Antonio, sorry. Called out Triple H, and then the storyline got going again. So, anyway, Seth Rollins Triple H, it's the first legit marquee match on this card so far. Pre-match video here was good and told the story really well, with Rollins going through rehab and him rebelling against the guidance of Triple H. Entrance-wise, Triple H was insane as always. 2 holograms of Triple H came onto the sideboards. There were 3 motorbikes on each side of the stage. Triple H had a motorbike of his own, while Stephanie sat in the back of it. The visual of the 7 motorbikes going down the ramp is sensational. Triple H is just excellent. He's great at making entrances. Rollins' entrance was sick as well. He came out wearing gold ring gear, holding a flamethrower. So, it was just great. On a beat drop in his entrance music, he raised up the flame. A flame effect went down the runway, and Rollins had his kayfabe injured knee bandaged up during this. Rollins' entrance was sick. I love Rollins' entrance. Basically, these two early on went to ringside, sending each other into the crowd and throwing one another into ringside barricades. Rollins hit back-to-back suicide dives onto Triple H. He cleared one of the announce tables. Both guys were standing on the table, and Triple H hit a thunderous DDT to Rollins on the announce table. The thing didn't even break. Triple H then grabbed a steel chair and smashed Rollins in his knee with it. This began a period of the match where Triple H just went to work on Rollins' injured knee. Rollins fought back at times, the top rope dive and buckle bomb. Eventually, Seth Rollins set up a table, which from there he pulled out a steel chair. Triple H put Rollins' knee in the chair and stomped on it. Triple H wrapped the chair around Rollins' knee again. He climbed up to the top rope to go for a match-ending knee stomp. Only Rollins escaped. Rollins superplexed Triple H into a Falcon Arrow for a near fall. Rollins climbed up to the top rope. Stephanie shoved him down. Triple H locked in a leg lock submission on Rollins. Rollins fought out of it before escaping out of the ring. Triple H once again clubbed Rollins' knee with a steel chair. Triple H locked in a leg lock once again at ringside. Triple H then grabbed his sledgehammer. The two men went back and forth in the ring. The storytelling throughout this match with Rollins' knee and Triple H working away on it methodically was done quite well. I was really enjoying this match. It wasn't as great as Triple H's WrestleMania match against Daniel Bryan from 30, but I thought it was pretty good. It was definitely better than his match against Sting at 31 and Reigns at 32. Anyway, Seth Rollins had the sledgehammer and was about to drill Triple H with it. Only for Stephanie took the sledgehammer out of Rollins' hands. Triple H hit a pedigree on Rollins for a near fall. Triple H then got Rollins in position for another pedigree, only this time from the top rope. Rollins countered with a backdrop and then a Phoenix Splash, which Triple H kicked out of it too. Then there was an exchange where both men were attempting to hit a pedigree on one another. Triple H incidentally ran into Stephanie McMahon, sending her flying off the apron. Rollins then hit the pedigree on Triple H, 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins defeats Triple H, so Seth Rollins slays the king, so to speak. This match was pretty good. 4 stars I gave it. 25 minutes 30 it went. I like the story they went for. I was entertained by it, so yeah, overall pretty good. From here, we then get a Pitbull musical performance, which went about 7 minutes. A really good bathroom break for the show. Just perfect bathroom break opportunity there. From here, we go to the WWE Championship match, Bray Wyatt defending against Randy Orton. The story going in this match was primarily surrounding Bray Wyatt getting inside the head of Randy Orton. Early on in this match, there was a random as hell visual of Wyatt in the corner as Orton was laid out in the middle of the ring. So Orton's laid out, Wyatt's in the corner, and then just maggots appear. Like, they had this camera shot from above the ring, and there's just maggots all over the ring. It looked awful. The referee immediately got out of the ring, which left that visual there for a solid 15 seconds. So it was something different, but, I mean, God, it looked choreographed. Anyway, this was done again a few minutes later with more disgusting looking maggots. Okay. The ring work itself is nothing amazing for this match. It didn't even get that much time. It went like 10 minutes. Bray Wyatt beating down Randy Orton doesn't make for the most engaging match. Like, I wasn't into this at all. There was plenty of action outside the ring. The spot of Wyatt going for a running clothesline on Orton, only for Orton to duck and then hit an RKO to Wyatt onto the floor was pretty cool. There was some counters to the RKO into Sister Abigail and vice versa. Like, they played that off really well. To go with another usage of the creepy projections on the floor, like that happened like 3 times. In the end, Randy Orton hit Bray Wyatt with an RKO out of nowhere to get the pinfall and win the match. Therefore, Randy Orton wins his 13th WWE Championship. Or World Championship, sorry. The crowd throughout the match was just very lackluster. No one was really into this. The storyline was pretty dead that they were going for. So yeah, in the end, Randy Orton wins the title. I wasn't overly thrilled by this. Like, this is a prime example of WrestleMania 33. Like, on paper, not bad, but it just didn't deliver. 2.5 stars I gave this. Went for 10 minutes 30. Randy Orton retains. Wins the WWE Championship over Bray Wyatt. From here, we moved on to a match which I was actually a big fan of what they did here. Personally, I really enjoyed this. So, Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar. So, singles match for the Universal Championship. Goldberg defending against Brock. Another match that I actually care about with importance behind it. So, the story with this one was that at Survivor Series 2016, Goldberg beat Brock in a minute 26, and Brock Lesnar was out for revenge. They did this stuff at the Royal Rumble where they had Goldberg eliminate Brock, and that was just great. So, Lesnar made his entrance here, then Goldberg did his full thing where he had people walk him from the backstage area to the ring, which Goldberg's entrance always looks really cool. Love Goldberg's entrance, it's really good. So Goldberg made his big entrance here. They get the big match, they get this underway, had a real big fight feel here, I was really into it. The bell went and Brock delivered 3 instant German suplexes to Goldberg. Brock then got caught with a spear takedown and then a full-fledged spear from Goldberg. Brock Lesnar rolls to the outside of the ring. This led to a cool spot of Goldberg nailing Brock with a spear through the ringside barricade. Goldberg then drags Brock back into the ring. He hits him with another spear. Goldberg delivered a jackhammer to Brock for a near fall or near 3 count. Heyman screaming at Brock. He's in position again. Made this move ever more entertaining. Goldberg then went for a 5th spear on Brock. Brock leaps over Goldberg, which looked pretty impressive, sending Goldberg into the turnbuckles on the outside of the ring. Lesnar delivered 7 consecutive German suplexes to Goldberg, that making it 10 German suplexes in the match. Brock then picked up Goldberg, hit him with an F5, and got the pinfall. So, Brock Lesnar wins the Universal Championship. This began Brock's 15, 16, 17-month reign of terror on that title. Held it for 520 days. The match was short, intense, and everything it needed to be. 3 stars, went for 4 minutes 45 seconds. Brock wins the title. From here, we move on to another match that just, what was this? 6-pack challenge to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Alexa Bliss defending against Becky Lynch, Naomi, Carmella, Mickie James, and Natalya. I'm not even going to put much effort into this match or reviewing it. It was pretty much just 6 women, 1 fall to a finish that was put in this spot to give the fans a breather between Goldberg and Brock and the Reigns Undertaker main event. The action here was alright. You could just hear these women shouting at each other so clearly. They were just screaming at each other throughout the match. James Ellsworth randomly got involved in this. The finish saw Naomi and Alexa Bliss rolling back and forth with one another. Naomi then locked in this submission move and Alexa submitted. So Naomi wins the SmackDown Women's Championship here. 5 minutes 35. I gave this 1 star. Just didn't need to happen. This could have gone the kickoff show. Then we got the New Day coming out announcing that this crowd's record-breaking 75,245 people. Big E says the fans rock and we get some fireworks. So, yeah, whatever. Moving on to our main event, no holds barred match. We get Roman Reigns versus The Undertaker. Now, what I did like about this match, having Jim Ross on commentary, I was a big fan of that. I really like how they incorporated Jim here. The entrance of The Undertaker felt like it took 20 minutes. It was another super slow Undertaker entrance, but those Undertaker entrances, they're all for the fans in attendance and the spectacle of Taker at Mania. From here, Reigns came out, he did the usual thing with the pyro show. Early on, Taker sent Reigns to the outside of the ring before shouting, "This is my yard." Undertaker whipped Reigns into the steel steps. The crowd was chanting Roman sucks fairly loudly. The action in this match was fairly slow and simplistic. This isn't Will Ospreay against, Takahashi. That's not what this match was. The action in this match, as I said, fairly slow and simplistic. Most of the notable exchanges in this match were simple back and forth strikes from either man, and the match really did noticeably drag on. Like, that was the issue with this, it just dragged. Like, one cool spot was when Undertaker chokeslammed Reigns onto an announce table. Just like in the Triple H Rollins match, the table didn't even look close to breaking. I don't know what they reinforced these tables with, but they weren't budging. Then Reigns nailed a spear on the Undertaker, and this one actually managed to break the announce table. Taker was then laying on the ground for literally a minute. He did his traditional sit-up to a really good pop. The Undertaker would utilize a steel chair during this match. He worked away on Roman with it, drilling him with chair shots. Commentary from Michael Cole was off the charts again here. You've got to be impressed by Roman Reigns. Which, a line like that's obviously fed through the headset by Vince. Undertaker chokeslammed Reigns onto the steel chair and hit a tombstone piledriver on him. Reigns, of course, kicked out both of those times. JR said that Reigns is tougher than a $2 steak, which was nostalgic to hear. There was a clumsy-looking exchange where Reigns was maybe trying to attempt his own tombstone piledriver, but couldn't. So he resorted to hitting a fourth Superman punch on Undertaker. Reigns hit a spear on Undertaker, went for a pin, only for Taker to lock in a Hell's Gate. After about a minute of nothing happening, Reigns grabbed the steel chair and started working away on the Undertaker with it. Throughout all this happening, there were just constant boos or apathetic chants. Perhaps the story of this match became Undertaker not being able to, be put away. Reigns just kept pummeling Undertaker. He couldn't put the Undertaker away. Finally, Reigns would be standing in the corner, looking on in shock after repeated Superman punches got near falls on Undertaker. So Reigns in the corner in shock. Undertaker kept attempting to sit up, only to collapse back down. Roman Reigns was standing above the Undertaker. Taker was struggling to get up again. Reigns then ran off the ropes, back and forth, before nailing a vicious spear on the Undertaker. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns beats the Undertaker in the main event of WrestleMania 33. An ending that a lot of people hated, and I can see why. I mean, I just thought the moment afterwards, the Undertaker it took away from everything with Reigns winning. Pretty much, this was special. Undertaker, his WrestleMania record goes from 23-1 to 23-2. Once the pinfall hit, the crowd was just booing. Vince McMahon's golden boy wasn't being appreciated by the 75,000+ who were in Camping World Stadium for this show. Reigns walked up the ramp and stood there looking at what he'd done to the Undertaker. Fireworks went off. From here, this was the best part of the show, by far, what they did here. This farewell for the Undertaker was definitely the most memorable thing on this show, and in my opinion, by far the best thing on this show at WrestleMania 33. So basically, the farewell of the Undertaker, they did this big thing where, thank you, take a chance of going from the crowd. Undertaker sat up to a big pop. We got replays of what happened during the match. Undertaker, he put on his coat and hat and was standing in the ring with the purple lighting and the music playing. Such a special moment in WrestleMania history. Okay, I won't mention what happened in the 27 odd months, or 27, how many months has it been since then? 3 years odd since this happened. But anyway, Mark Calloway, just massive respect for what he's done to the wrestling business. Undertaker here, Mark Calloway, soaked in the admiration from the crowd a little while. Finally, he took his gloves off, dropped them on the mat. Undertaker took off his coat and carefully placed it down. He took off his hat, placing that hat down on top of the coat. Undertaker left the ring, leaving this beautiful image of his gear sitting in the middle of the ring. Taker slowly walked up the ramp, raised his fist up in the air one last time, and WrestleMania 33 went off the air. So, I gave this match 2.5 stars, 23 minutes it went. Roman Reigns got the win. Overall, WrestleMania 33, I thought it was good. It was a good WrestleMania. Was it better than 34? Yes. And my reason for that is because it wasn't as much awful, disappointing booking. When you look at this show as a whole, granted, they should not have opened the style of Shane. I didn't love that, but the match wasn't bad. Jericho Owens was a good match. Didn't love the placement of it. The two women's matches just weren't great. I didn't love them. The ladder match I enjoyed. I thought the Cena and Miz thing, didn't love. Rollins and Triple H was match of the night for me. I was really entertained by that. Wyatt and Norton I didn't love. Goldberg and Brock I was entertained by. And then the main event with Reigns and Taker. This show, in the end, I'm going to give this... Interesting. If I gave a C- to WrestleMania 34, with the notion that WrestleMania 34 show had 3 4-star matches, legitimate 4-star matches, I can't be giving this show anything above a C+, realistically. I think I'm going to give this show... I think, C+ is a fair rating. It was a good show. It wasn't anything amazing. It was good from top to bottom, this show. Granted, there were parts of which were boring or not the most exciting. That's always going to happen with a 4.5-hour WrestleMania. Not to mention the 2-hour-long kickoff show that I just don't review with these WrestleManias. I thought The Undertaker's beautifully done send-off at the conclusion was great. It left a good taste in your mouth at the end of the show. The fact that WWE have brought The Undertaker out of retirement numerous times, though, as an act for a ratings grab, I find pathetic. Because of how powerful the ending of this show was, he should have stayed retired. Like, the match itself as Roman Reigns was certainly nothing to look at. Like, it was very comparable to the match Brock had with Undertaker at 30, but anyway, they told an alright story. It was engaging enough, given the slow-paced style and how the two performers meshed. Goldberg vs. Brock Lesnar, I was a big fan of. I was really entertained by how those two guys worked together in this match, simply because it kept me engaged throughout all of it, because it was non-stop action, how they booked the match. So much better than WrestleMania 20. I was really entertained by it. Goldberg's farewell in the company, thought that was great. Seth Rollins vs. Triple H, unsanctioned. That was my match of the night. The match told a simplistic story, but it was really effective with Seth Rollins' injured knee and Triple H going to work on it, with Rollins getting the win in the end. I thought that was all really good. Hardy Boyz making their return in the ladder match was a really great moment. That Jeff Hardy spot at the end of the match was certainly memorable and exciting. AJ Styles, Shane McMahon, and Jericho Owens were both pretty good matches. If those matches were worse, then I'd probably rate this show a C-, but I thought that they were pretty good matches. Like, they weren't amazing, but they were both good. They did their job early in the show. They kept you entertained towards the start. I don't think either should have opened, really. I think Jericho Owens maybe, but the ladder match should have opened. It didn't. The other stuff were like Cena, Nikki, Miz, Maurice. Didn't like that at all. Cena's proposal to Nikki was a WrestleMania moment, but it feels awkward looking back on. The two women's matches were mediocre as hell, and the New Day being hosted in mind. So, overall, WrestleMania 33, I'm going to give a C+. So if you have to shake that out to a number grade, I'm going to say like 6 3/4, 6.5. Like, there was just plenty of room for improvement with this show, and for that reason, like, plenty of room for improvement. Plenty of things this show could have done better. So for that regard, I'm not giving this a B. I think this show, C+. It's what it deserves. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like, comment, and sub. Hope you guys are enjoying the WrestleMania reviews. My WrestleMania 32 review is going to be out pretty shortly. And yeah, like, comment, sub. You guys know the drill. See ya.